Hey guys, welcome to another video. My name is Bharat, and in this video I want to talk about building a life for yourself in Germany, because this was a very interesting comment I received in the video request thread which is going on the YouTube channel. So what do you mean about like building a life for yourself in Germany? Now it could mean multiple different kind of things, and it essentially starts with the general argument that I have with many other people when I'm like discussing about like, you know, somebody going abroad for studies. When I talk to like Germans about, you know, going abroad for studies, like their reaction is completely different. They're like, yeah, you know, it is nice to have some kind of let's say international experience in a different country and stuff, and just have some kind of like cultural exchange. It's nice and nice to see like how the universities and everything work there. I was like, interesting, but when I know, like, you know, from my Indian background, like we do not have that mindset at all. Like for us, like going to a different country and to study there, like essentially always means that like we want to make it in the country so that we are able to find a job afterwards, that we are able to live a nice life afterwards. And that means when we are going to Germany for studies, or like for that matter any other country, our main focus is that we are trying to make sure that every single step that we are taking in this particular country is on the point and is making us secure for the final step when we are able to transition from studies into full-time employment. For us, the main reason to move to another country is not exactly cultural exchange. Of course that is a nice part of it, and of course like many of the Indians I see, like they're always like thriving to get to know the other culture better, and this is an important part of you being guests in any kind of other country. But for us, one of the main reasons is that in India, generally the kind of opportunities you get after doing your BTech or after doing your MTech or like even PhD and stuff, like it is very, very bad. I tell you my own story. So I was doing my BTech in Deen Bandhu Choturam University of Science and Technology. It's called DCRUST in Murthal, Haryana. And our civil engineering was ending and we were sitting for different kind of placements. So there was one company which is doing surveying and stuff. So of course in civil engineering you have tasks like that. You have to build a map, use the theodolite and things like that. So this company was offering our batch 15,000 Indian rupees per month to work full time from Monday till Saturday, half day. So almost like 5 days plus one half day, and we were getting paid 1500 Indian rupees, and if you convert it into euros, that is around like 200 euros per month. Now for 15,000 Indian rupees, you cannot even survive in some of the metropolitan cities. I was talking to my editor, Vishal. So he was telling me that he was doing previously a job at Bangalore, and there his PG was costing around 10,000 Indian rupees, and he was getting paid around like 21,000 Indian rupees for editing videos, and many of the other expenses were also like with the food and stuff. So towards the end he would have nothing left. And now you imagine the same thing for a surveyor many times when you have to use your own private vehicle to like, you know, travel to work and come back. So there would be nothing left. So that really shook me, and that motivated me even further to really think about studying in Germany seriously, because building a life in Germany like meant a lot of things for me. The first thing that it meant for me was that I'm able to like spend my time exactly the way I want. Second, I do not have much to do with the annoying neighbors. Well, unfortunately when you live in the city there's like no going around it, but they do not come to your face and they tell you your opinions on like how you should be doing your life decisions. There's like one thing I talk about a lot, and that is like your normal mohalla aunties, like, you know, telling you about career advices when they haven't even studied themselves many of the things that they are talking about. So like this kind of putting your nose in others' businesses was something that I absolutely hated in India. Like our own neighbors, like they would tell me during the times of when the IIT JEE thing was happening that, yeah, you know, like maybe you will find some this institute, yeah, it is still not bad, but you know, that would be better. And I was like, you know, how is it your concern? My parents are not worried about it. Like, of course, like it's shameful, you know, like everybody feels some level of shame if you're not able to get inside these like really nice universities at that moment only. Because what you realize is that you don't need to be in IITs or NITs or something to be able to build a very nice life for yourself and to be successful in your life. In the Indian system, people who go to these prestigious institutes, they will always get the priority. Like, makes sense because the entire system is built that way. But what if you just like uproot yourself from that country and like you plant your roots somewhere else and you give yourself the same chances again and you work even harder in that country? Of course you can build a nice life for yourself. So just like, you know, having time for yourself, having time for your family, not getting bothered by people, just like going in peace to a supermarket, buying the stuff, not just like, you know, trying to get to a ticket counter with like everybody fighting for the first place or something like that, and things being more civilized and like people standing in queues and people respecting each other's privacy and stuff like that. This is what I wanted, and this is what I got here. And to be able to go through all of that, you have to do the grind of actually doing very well during your studies. Trust me, in the starting, grades still matter if you do not have any kind of internship or any kind of work experience previously. The grades that you will have in your master's in Germany or your bachelor's in Germany, that will decide on a very high level on what kind of opportunities you will get afterwards, because you do not have anything else to show. The only thing that you have to show is your grades. So that's why really make sure that during your studies, at least you're spending a lot of time in studying and making sure your grades are good. If you got a bad grade in some subject or something, talk to the professor. Many times if you explain your case to the professor better, they are more than willing to like improve your grades in that particular subject. But of course you have to take the appointment with them, sit down with them and talk about these things. And once you're done with the studies, you get good grades, apply for different kind of jobs. There are a lot of different ways you can apply for jobs, and job portals is not the only way you do it. Of course 95% of the population is just competing there, but when you take a look at the hidden job market, so when you try sending out unsolicited applications, in my experience and what I've seen in the students who are enrolled in the complete course of finding jobs in Germany, the unsolicited applications generally have a lot better chances for success than your normal, like, you know, applying on job portals and stuff. But that also doesn't mean that you shouldn't apply on job portals. Start working, shift your job. Generally, you know, you can shift your job every 3 years as long as you do not find the company you're absolutely passionate about. Because what you also see on the other hand is, like, when you're staying in a company for a longer term and you're bringing the company real value, you generally rise up in the ranks of the company, and then you can also, like, you know, get nice salary towards the end. But that shouldn't be the priority in the starting. In the starting, your priority should be to be able to associate yourself with the best companies. Be financially smart. Start investing from an early age so that whatever kind of money you get, you have placed them in a better place and they're not just like getting rusted or like losing their value to inflation sitting in the bank account. So that when you get the right opportunities, for example, like we had the opportunity of buying this house on the Danish island of Ero. We did that because like we had saved money on the side, and now we are going back and forth between Germany and Denmark, because in Denmark Alina has her business, in Germany I have my business and my employees which I have to take care of, and then I have to deal with the stuff with the Finanzamt and everything. But this is like generally how the transition happens. I would love to, like, you know, sit down one day and like kind of tell you more about it, because of course there were a lot of things that we learned along the way, like what kind of people to trust, how do you kind of organize things, and how do you have to like deal with the public authorities and everything, and if you should start your own business or not. So like all of those things are like super interesting and like are built with a lot of experience. But I think in this video I can just tell you that like you can definitely build a nice life for yourself in Germany, and you have to go through your studies and you have to, like, you know, find a nice job and stuff. And you have to find a good partner. You have to find good opportunities which bring you further up in your career and in your personal life. And being a part of IIT, NIT, or like all of these other prestigious institutions, especially in India, they do not have to dictate the life that you build for yourself when you go abroad to another country. Alright, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.